Target distance 500. You got it?
Yes.
Wind straight ahead. Incoming 20k. Ready?
Ready.
Hit it. Hit. Second shot.
Ready.
Ready. Hit. Hit. Hey man, what are you going to do with the brass?
I don't know. Do we need it? I don't think so, huh? No need for reloading. We have about 10,000 rounds in stock.
Let's make something out of them. What do you think?
Good idea. I think we can come up with something. Hey, and welcome to the Postapocalyptic Garage.
On today's episode, 2 quick and easy projects with an empty bullet casings. For the project I will build with my rifle casing, we need matches. About 3 weeks ago we were on a road trip and found an abandoned bar or restaurant, and we got in there, go to the basement, and we found this box. In the small white boxes there are such little match boxes. There's pretty good matches in it, and we can use them now for our projects.
What I try to build is a new way of a traditional hazelnut whistle here in Austria. So I will try to make this basic concept out of a brass shell. So we will see if it works.
To make this challenge for both of us a little bit more exciting, we will only use our Leatherman Wave multitools. The main ingredient for my project will be the match heads, or to be exact, the powder on the match heads, and we will use our pliers to get the powder of the heads.
So all what I need for my project is a file and a knife, and I will have these things here in my Leatherman. The first step will be to cut the shell right behind the neck. The Leatherman Wave has no determined metal cutting tool on it, but one side of the file has teeth, and you can use that for cutting through the soft brass. next step is to smooth out the edges.
Right now I stripped the heads off of in between 180 and 200 matches, and I think for my project it will be enough. So next thing we're gonna do is get rid of the sticks and putting the match heads in a shallow glass bowl. You want to get rid of most of the bigger wood pieces which are inside of the match heads right now, and when you're done with that, you just take an ordinary spoon and begin to grind the powder. When you have ground the match heads to a state where the powder starts to stick to itself, you're pretty much finished. And what we will do next is take a little bit of this powder and mix it with just a tiny amount of warm water. What you have here is a little bit of wool, and we will use this wool to make ourselves some fuses. When the wool don't sucks in the paste really good, you can add small amounts of water till you have your desired effect. The wool is now soaked pretty good, and we'll leave that now to dry. So now we have to wait for the fuse to dry. In the meantime, I want to give you a quick tip. We have a little bit of this match head paste left with the water in it, and we will take an ordinary stick and turn it into a storm match. Storm-proof matches can be really handy, and there are lots and lots of situations where you can need them really good.
My next step will be to work out a notch, approximately 10 millimeters behind the open end here. Now I've made an impression as a template, let's carve it out. So now I create a flat spot on the upper side here, approximately 1 or 2 millimeters. Right now I will mark the spots where I cut the piece of wood. right now we finished with the parts, so let's try it out. So I think it works really good, and this signal whistle you can use in every emergency situation when you're being around in the mountains, ski touring, hunting, whatever. It's an easy gadget to make, and it's easy to handle, and maybe can save lives.
The fuse have now dried up pretty good, and we'll use a piece of it. You can also use such kind of fuse for different applications. You can use it as a fire starter on its own when you coil it up in a spring-like configuration. Let's test it. I've now also cut off a 308 casing and will take a little bit of fuse. Now we want to take a bit of the dry powder and fill it into the casing. When the casing is about half full with the match head powder, you want to insert your fuse and fill up the rest of the casing with even more powder. You want to pack the powder real tight in the casing. You can also use the paste to fill it in the casing, and it will be a lot stronger, but it will also take days and days to dry all the way through, so we're going here for just powder only. When you've packed the powder all the way to the top in the empty casing, the last thing to do is make it waterproof, and as every time here in the garage we will take some paraffin wax to accomplish it. You want to get a pretty good coat of paraffin wax on, so pour it 1 or 3 times and even dip it in the paraffin wax. So now it should be waterproof, and the casing is just for the powder to not fall apart. And now that we have the wax on, you can accidentally drop it into the snow. What's the easiest way to get the snow off your fire starters? Submerge it into water. Now it is time to prepare your fire, and you just take your casing fire starter. You want to take your tinder, in this case just some rough shavings from a birch tree. What you want to do now is put these birch shavings in a tent configuration over the fire starter. I know what you're thinking. You can only light a fuse with a lighter or some similar kind of device, but the point on this contraption is simply that when you have not the best tinder, not the driest wood, you will need a much hotter, much longer burning flame that you can achieve with a lighter. Also, a lighter in windy conditions or really wet or harsh conditions will not work really good, and so this is surely the better option.
That was it for today. We hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget to check out our social media on Facebook and Instagram. Please give this video a like, share it with your friends, and we'll see us in the next episode of the Postapocalyptic Garage. Have a good day and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Last thing we want to do for today is try out our homemade stormproof matches, and yeah, let's see if it works.